Good morning, everyone. So, to today's call, we're going to be, we've been talking about a few things. We've talked about contracts, we've talked about negotiating, but today I wanted to start talking about the sales process. And a lot of what we're going to do is going to come from Brian Tracy's book, Sales Success. Uh, I've often stated that sales is one of the I believe, one of the most important careers. It's one of the most difficult, but I attribute that to the fact that many sales professionals, or should I say sales participants, have never taken any formalized training on sales. Now, I love this book. The Brian is from the Brian Tracy Success Library, Sales Success, and in it, there are, I would say, about 20 something or 21 chapters. But what we are going to do is we're going to break it down um, to we're going to break it down, into just some key things that I think are most important to us, and so some things that will have the greatest impact on our sales success. So, for instance, one, it says, like, just a few of the chapters, says become brilliant on the basics, stay enthusiastic, develop excellent product knowledge, analyze your competition, develop competitive advantage. Now, I want to highlight what Brian Tracy says right here early on in the book under become brilliant on the basics. It says there are 7 key results areas that determine sales effectiveness. And it says give yourself a grade from low to high. So 1 will be low and 10 will be high in each of these 7 areas. Remember that a weakness in any one area can be enough to hold you back from realizing your full potential in sales. And these are the 7 results areas. So as I'm reading this, or as you're listening, whether it's live or on the playback, I want you to grade yourself from 1 to 10. The first one is prospecting. Find and spend time with more and better prospects. Number 2, building rapport and trust. Take the time to understand and empathize with the prospect so that he likes you, trusts you, and is willing to discuss his needs and problems with you. Number 3, identifying needs. Ask well formulated and structured questions to uncover the real problems, wants, and needs of your prospect as it relates to what you sell. Number 4, presenting. Move from the general to the particular and show your qualified prospects that your product or service is the best choice for them at this time, all things considered. Number 5, answering objections. Present logical and conclusive answers for the natural objections that most prospects have regarding the price and capabilities of your product. Number 6, closing the sale and asking for action. Bring the sales conversation to a satisfactory conclusion with a closed sale and a signed order or contract. And number 7, getting resales and referrals. Provide excellent follow-up customer service such that the customer is so happy that he buys again and recommends your product or services to his friends. So those are the 7 key results areas that determine sales effectiveness. So I just want to ask you guys, how good or how skilled are you in those 7 areas? Prospecting, building rapport and trust, identifying needs, presenting, answering objections, closing the sale and asking for action, and getting resales and referrals. Now, this book, Sales Success by Brian Tracy, we are going to be diving into it deeply. I believe that it's one of the best books out there for sales. It breaks down a lot of information and, to, as you can see, a relatively easy read. It's packed with proven techniques, proven processes. For instance, chapter 20 says managing your time effectively. 19 is keep customers for life, provide excellent customer service, ask the customer to take action, handle objections effectively, establish mega credibility. So all of these, this is one of the books behind my success and behind the success of many of the top producers in sales. But the more important than the book itself are the techniques. The techniques are proven. The processes are proven. They've stood the test of time. It is a solid foundation. So if you do not have Sales Success by Brian Tracy, I encourage you to get it and read it. And then after you read, begin implementing. Now, I just flipped open to chapter 9, Prospect Like a Professional. And one of the things that jumped out said, buying results, not products. People do not buy products or services. They buy results or benefits. So that's what I want you to remember. People don't buy products or services. They buy results or benefits. They buy the change or improvement that they expect to enjoy as the result of purchasing your product or service. So I guess here's an action step that would be great for you guys. Start the prospecting process by sitting down and making a list of all the benefits that a customer could enjoy by using your service in different ways. If you don't know why someone would use you, that's step number one in the prospecting process. Make sure people understand what the benefit is, because like I said, they're not buying a house. They are buying your service first, and then they're buying a lifestyle. So I want you to think about that. But we're going to be going through sales success. Like I said, I believe that it has practical information, practical steps that each of us can benefit from. So that's going to, like I said, we'll dive deep. Go back. This video will be uploaded today. It's relatively short, but go back and listen to it and grade yourself on those 7 key results areas and see which one you most need improvement on, whether it is, the prospecting, building rapport and trust, or presenting, any of those 7. Make sure that you're honest with yourself and that you take a fair assessment. All right. I'm going to open up any questions, comments, concerns, not necessarily about the book Sales Success or what we're going to talk about going forward, just any questions at all, just in real estate in general. And then I will share the link for what I just covered in a moment, so you all can go on and see that. But any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and unmute yourself. I'll give you guys time for that.
Neil?
Yes, ma'am.
Would questions regarding the listing agreement be relevant at this time, or do you want me to contact you later about that?
Nope, listing agreement questions are good now. Go ahead.
So I have a seller that wants to sell a condo and list it for sale and for rent.
Mm-hmm.
And in reviewing the listing agreement, it's my opinion that it pretty much works the same. I just have to make sure that he understands the commission at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
which the seller's commission goes to 10% of the gross lease value.
Yes.
And then the regular sales commission goes as normal, the 6, 5, and 4.
Correct. Now this is written with the way that I like to do rental listings, 10%. Now I don't say the industry norm, most people like to do 1 month commission. Okay.
Right.
And then it is split 50-50. If you want to do 1 month, you can mark through the 10% and then just put 1 month.
Okay.
So that's like I said, this is written for it's written the way I like to do my business.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't leave it blank. But most agents are doing 1 month. Most landlords are comfortable paying 1 month. Um, I always go for 10% just because it's going to be more in my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, because they did. I read the contract to them, and I told them 10% of the whole, the gross lease.
Hmm.
And they did question that, most people only ask for the first month. Um,
That
I just I
so
was able to skirt around it, but
no so what you do if they question it, then just say you went back and you spoke to your broker and he is okay having that change to 1 month. Once again, this looks like you're going to bat for them against the big bad broker.
okay, thank you. All right. So then, is there anything else that you can think of that I need to consider with regard to this agreement before I have him sign it?
No. So what I would do is in the additional terms or down at the end, I would just make sure that it is noted do you already know the price where they want to begin the listing for the sale?
Yes.
And do you know the price where they want to begin the listing for the rent?
Yes.
Okay. I would just clearly put that in at the bottom because I know the top has one section for it. Um, or you know what I would do, I would put the price in the listing agreement at the top, put the sales price slash and then the rent price, and then clearly put that the property will be simultaneously listed for sale and for rent.
So you don't want me to create two agreements?
It is not necessary. You
Okay.
don't have to have two agreements. You can just do one agreement, and then as long as we disclose that is that's why I want to make sure that we know that it's simultaneously listed for sale and for rent.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
Um,
what I do want you to do is I want you to create two transactions in Form Simplicity. But you
yeah, that
can, yes, create two
yeah,
transactions in Form Simplicity, one for sale, one for rent. In
yeah,
the referral maker, create two
yeah,
transactions, one for sale, one for rent. But
yeah, that I
then the documentation, if we put it on there for both, then we can use that one piece of documentation, and it's easier, it's less work for our client. But then if we're ever questioned, it clearly states that it was simultaneously listed.
okay. Um, Now my big question is putting it in the MLS. Do I have to make clear in the purchase listing that we are renting?
No, you don't have to make it clear because in the rental is going to ask for sale, and then you can put
Uh,
yes.
oh, okay.
You
So
you
then,
you you've seen that before.
yes, yes, I have.
Mhm.
Um, and then, so then the only question I have with the rental is I have to make sure I call the association and see the um, what the approval time frame is and how much the application fee is.
You want to do that for the sale as well.
Okay.
Because I mean you still want to know what the approval process is. They may have two different applications. They may have one for sale and one for rent, and they might have
Okay.
two totally different processes. If they do, you want to make sure you get all of that information up front.
Okay. Okay. I think I got it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Jonita or Stanya, anything that you ladies have for me? Stanya, I did say that the call will be the video is this conference is being recorded. I will be uploading this to YouTube a little later for you all today, so you'll be able to go back and listen to everything that I did. Anyone else?
Yeah, Stacy, where is the condo located? Just the area, so I know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
The condo is located in Margate off of it's just west of the Turnpike on Atlantic Boulevard, and I believe it's called the Laurels.
Do you have any photos, Stacy?
I do.
Okay, would you do this? Would you go into our Facebook group and put just a coming soon and just with the information, bedroom, bath, how much you're going to sell for and rent for, and a couple of photos, even if they aren't going to be your marketing photos, we just put those in just so that the team can see those
Absolutely.
before they go into the MLS. And then
Yep.
once it's put in the MLS, share the MLS number with us as well. I don't think that we're doing a good enough job using our group for our business and just letting others know what we have going on for business purposes as much as we are for, training, conversation, or networking.
Okay. Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anything else, Stacy, Stanya, or Jonita?
I think if you think it's appropriate, Neil, because we're talking about listings at this point and the listing agreement, and we talked a little bit about it on this call, perhaps you can go over and explain with us, now that I have a little bit better understanding of real estate, the marketing services, the silver, gold, and platinum.
Okay, I will make a specific video for that. I tell you what, why don't we do this? Why don't we make our Monday training on Zoom? Why don't we make it specifically for the listing agreement, the marketing consultation? I'm sorry, the marketing agreement, the listing agreement. And then we'll specifically go over the tiered commission structure and how that works. And that will also tie into the sales success that we have here when it talks about knowing our product knowledge, and then people buying results and not products. Because like I said, people do not buy products or services, they buy results or benefits. They buy the change or improvement that they expect to enjoy as a result of purchasing your product or service. And a big part of that is going to be with the gold, silver, the different tiers of the commission structures, because I want you guys to be able to confidently communicate that to sellers. Now, this is if you're going to be using the listing agreement that World Renown uses. I think it's a fantastic listing agreement. It was drawn up years ago by some of our attorneys, and it implements elements that we use with a high-end affluent clientele in the luxury market. And it allows you to differentiate yourself from others who are going to just have one commission and they have to start negotiating commission. It has a way that we protect our commission, but still offers the sellers a way to sell for as little as 4%. So, Stacy, so I will make sure I remind everyone in the group that I think that Monday is a call everyone needs to be on. I'll share this video here in the group, and then I am going to work out something where we have a timeline or a schedule that we will be going through sales success and sharing some tips and best practices for everyone.
Sounds good.
Anything else from anyone else? All right. If not, don't be average, be world renowned. Have a fantastic day, ladies. Thank you so much for taking the time to get on the call. I will be sending you guys a video later today. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.